What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind, and I hope everyone's been doing well in this holiday season. As always, I want to start off by thanking everybody who likes and shares and subscribes, especially the ones who subscribe and have been sticking with me. I've been doing this now for, I guess, a few years now, and I have people every now and then, longtime subscribers, who will every now and then find their way into the comment section and let me know, dude, you're still doing videos? I wouldn't have known it. I haven't gotten any notifications and all this stuff. And I don't know, somebody said I'm a victim of the algorithm, or, I guess that's what it is. I never took the time out to try to figure it out. I just know that I have been right here, as far as subscriptions are concerned, my subscribers. It goes up, then it goes down. It goes up, then it goes down. I swear, it's like being caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. And YouTube, all I want to know is, why can't you see what you're doing to me? Thank you very much. So anyway, like I was saying, maybe one day I'll figure it all out. But I do want to thank you guys who have been there, who have been rocking with the brother, and hitting that notification bell. And it's so important, guys. So thank you so much for that. But listen, right now I just want to have a little chat. Now that we're getting closer to the release of Star Wars Episode 9: The Rise of Skywalker. So much has happened, since the release of The Last Jedi. So much has been made of the fandom menace, and so much has been said about us, and I say probably about 90% of it is wrong. And it just occurred to me the other day when I was speaking to my ex-wife, and I was talking to her because she called me up and she wanted to know if I was going to be taking our son to see Star Wars, and I told her no. And at first she wanted to act like she didn't understand, like, oh my God. And I'm like, listen, you think I've been doing these videos like this for nothing? Like, this is what I believe, okay? I don't believe in wasting words. It's like I don't believe in wasting my time talking about shit that I'm just not going to do or that I don't feel. I've always said that from the moment you're born, the amount of words that you're going to say in your life have already been predetermined. I believe that. The amount of breaths that each of us get to take are predetermined. So why would I waste my time lying? Why would I waste my time talking shit when I know that every word that I say, every video that I make could be my last? All right? We just don't know. That's the way life is. All right? So I'm not just talking shit, when I say this is how I feel. And I went on to explain to her why it is that I feel the way that I feel about what's been going on with Star Wars ever since Disney got a hold of it. I explained to her the concept of virtue signaling and, just everything that comes with that, all of it, So she started listening to it, and I started trying to tell her that the identity politics that's in there, it compromises the integrity of the story. Now my wife, my ex-wife is, she's pretty familiar with Star Wars and everything. Like I said, she's a normie, but everybody knows Star Wars to some degree, and she certainly watched it. I mean, she was married to me for like 17 years. So I was explaining to her, because she went to go see The Last Jedi with my son and I. One of the times that I went to go see it, I took both of them. And she could agree that the way they treated the legacy characters was out of line. She said, yeah, that was bullshit. I'm like, well, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's like, going forward, these people want to not honor the past. They want to rebuild. They want to redefine something that has been in the hearts of people for decades. Something that people know about, something that people feel like is a part of them and that they love. And you don't get to just tear it down and throw away what came before just so you can come with your own agenda and do what you want. I was trying to explain to her, how would you feel sitting in a movie theater with our son and they want to push bestiality, they want to push pansexuality? It's like, you need to go to certain movies and feel that you're safe from those types of explorations. It's like you can go to other movies knowing that you're going to be challenged that way. I don't mind that, okay? What I mind is something like Star Wars, an established IP, being co-opted and turned inside out and being used to do things like that. That's not what Star Wars is. So for everybody out there who thinks, oh, it's just some geeks and nerds who are getting their panties in a bunch. No, this is about maintaining the purity of something that we do value, and not without good reason, because generations have come up through this. Generations have learned life's lessons through Luke Skywalker and Han Solo and Princess Leia and Chewbacca and R2-D2 and C-3PO and all of the characters, Lando, of course, the greatest of all, Anakin Skywalker's arc, Darth Vader. That was the source of many great I was going to say arguments, but that was the source of many great conversations, between me and my son, just talking about redemption, and the risk of falling to the dark side, because the dark side exists in all of us to some degree. So all of us have to fight that fight every single day. All of us feel the pull to the dark side. All of us feel that natural inclination towards the light side, just wanting to be our best selves, and how we define that and what's acceptable within ourselves. And those are the themes, and that doesn't have a hell of a lot to do with somebody's skin color. That's the most basic shit of all, you know what I mean? But that's what they want to try to push ahead of everything. So the storytelling is going to take a major hit when that's the only thing that you care about. And I was telling her that this is more than just, I didn't get to see my hero projected the way that I wanted to see it on screen. I watched my son turn off to Star Wars, and much later he told me why. And I did that video, that was very well received, where he finally did tell me his feelings about Star Wars. But before that, I had to see him not ask for any Star Wars action figures for Christmas for the first time since The Last Jedi, when he was 9 years old. He wanted nothing to do with it. No more Legos, no more action figures, no more books, no more anything. And I had to accept that until he finally talked about it, because I didn't want to sway his views. I didn't want to, influence him with how I felt about it, so I never really brought it up. But then when he told me, it just compounded the tragedy. So I was trying to help my ex-wife to understand that this is the reason why, even though it seems like the marketing is out of control and it's all over TV, there's no escaping it, this is why I am taking the stand that I'm taking. I told her I will definitely not be supporting this movie, and I certainly wouldn't do it on opening weekend. I certainly wouldn't actually pay a box office, to see this movie. I told her, of course, and I've been very honest about this, I told her, of course, I will be seeing it, because, it's one of those cultural things where it's a cultural train wreck, however you feel about it. I do want to know what to make of it for myself. But as far as supporting it financially, I don't have to do that. There are so many other ways that I can expose myself to this. So I don't have to do that financially, and I won't. And I think that there's a lot of people who are going to feel that way. Even if they don't have the I guess the motivation that I have, to do this. They're just like ho-hum. Star Wars just is not the phenomenon that it used to be that way, So either way, it's not going to make the money that it should have made. Will it make money? Well, I do believe it is. I mean, it's the holiday season, and it's Star Wars, and like I said before, the marketing is all over the place and stuff. So, and The Mandalorian is doing good, so Star Wars is kind of enjoying a little bit of a positive, upswing right now. But it's not going to make what it should have. The feeling is not the way that it used to be. The other day I was watching a video where I guess they had compiled the last moments of Return of the Jedi. I guess, in other words, they edited it so you only saw like Luke's standoff with the Emperor and with Darth Vader. And I just watched that, and it just reminded me how when I was a kid, when I watched the end of Return of the Jedi, I was actually terrified watching Luke face off between the Emperor and Darth Vader. I really thought there was a chance that he was going to fall, that he was going to turn to the dark side, and it really, I was freaking horrified watching it, man. It's like I didn't know what was going to happen, I'm sitting there like, oh my God, First of all, you have Darth Vader, who has been like so fearsome up until now and everything, and as fearsome as Darth Vader was, he actually called somebody else master. Like, how freaking badass evil did the Emperor have to be to have Darth Vader kneeling to him. Up until that time, I thought Darth Vader was the big meanie. I thought he was the, the alpha terrible dude, but then he's kneeling to the Emperor. I was like, holy shit. So it's like, and here's Luke, innocent, well-meaning Luke. Is he prepared for this? Is he ready for it? So and you see him struggling, and in the meantime, you have that eerie music, where the Emperor's talking to Luke, and it's like, oh, oh, it's just like, oh my God, this is terrible. Now, what about the Rise of Skywalker is going to compete with that? There is no big confrontation. There's no big conflict there. It's just not, So they're just JJ's just going to throw everything at you, and hope that I don't know, somehow we get swept up in all the thundering music and the flashing lights that could cause epilepsy, and all the things that's going to be going on. But like I said, for those of us who actually value plot, and character development and honesty of the characters and the situations and stuff, this is just not going to do it. So I just want the normies to know out there. I want the casual viewers to know that you are swept up currently in the middle of a multi-billion-dollar hype machine. All right, for those of us who know this material, for those of us who know the history of this story, this is not the conclusion to the Skywalker saga. The Skywalker saga concluded with Episode 6, and that's not me being bitter. It's just a fact. It's like they went back because they dropped the ball, and they need to finish this thing up big. They need to be able to save face, and they're hoping that there's enough of us out there who just don't understand that we'll just go running with our kids in tow into the movie theater and just throw all of our money at them. And of course, get into the toy stores and spend all the money on the merchandise and stuff. That's what this is all about, guys. Star Wars is not Star Wars, all right? And it's the people who love it who are the ones who have been really trying to bring that message home now for years. It's not because anybody hates anybody. It's not because people hate black people or hate women characters. It's such an evil lie that these people have been telling. And I just want the casual viewers to know this, all right? So while you're trying to define the fandom menace and you want to zero in on this person or that person, remember, it's a collection of people, a vast, diverse, good, decent group of people, and this is what we stand for. We stand for tradition, we stand for honor, we stand for honesty, and we stand for you. Because if Star Wars does get better, it's because they heard our voices. All right, we are critical. We can be loud, we can be profane, and all that stuff, but for the most part, this is what we do because we love this. We love Star Wars, and we love all of the things that it is that, that we're drawn to in science fiction and science fantasy. It's always been a test for humanity. It's always been a, kind of a what if sci-fi and science fantasy has been. It's always been a what if to humanity, all the different scenarios and possibilities. That's what makes it all so fascinating, So anyway, guys, this has been a long video. I just wanted to have some real talk for a change. And, like I said, as we get closer to the release of the film, I just wanted, if this video happens to find anybody out there who's critical of the fandom menace or wants to know what all of the noise was about, that's pretty much it. We just want an honest and a faithful portrayal of what it is that we grew up with, what it is that we've introduced our children to, and what it is that we love. All right, so you're welcome to get into the comment section. Let me know how you feel about all of this, and it means a lot, because the voice of the consumer, the voice of the fan is really what they've been afraid of this whole time. We do reserve the right to be critical. There's nothing wrong with that. Whether it's critical in that we love it, which if this movie actually is good, many of us will say it. The same way we said that we liked The Mandalorian, even though that's Star Wars, it's Lucasfilm, but we saw something we liked, so a lot of us said that we liked it, we appreciate it. And it would be the same with Episode 9. If somehow they pull it out, there'll be plenty of us who will just be honest about it and just say it. You know what I mean? So Anyway, like I said before, guys, the video is too long. So you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, you can catch me on Twitter, and that link will be in the description box as well as a PayPal if you want to help grow the channel. I thank you very much for listening. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. I'll catch you on the next one. Rock on.